Well with that front kick.
Oh, beautiful takedown by Nurmagomedov and gets the back.
Wow.
He's gonna go right back to that same position. Oh, he's going triangle here. Setting up triangle into the armbar. Oh, triangle choke by Nurmagomedov. Oh, he's tapping.
It looks like he's tapped. Khabib Nurmagomedov! The eagle rises again! And Khabib Nurmagomedov is immediately resorted to tears.
And still, the UFC undisputed lightweight champion of the world, Khabib, the Eagle, Nurmagomedov.
Today, I want to say, it was my last fight. Oh, alhamdulillah. Today is my last fight here in UFC.
The 24th of October 2020 would become an unforgettable day in UFC history, as Khabib Nurmagomedov was back. After going through arguably the hardest time of his life, he now had Justin Gaethje waiting inside the octagon. I didn't know what to expect, but if there's anything I've learned by watching the UFC, is that they always want to make the most out of their main event promotions. That means making the two fighters look as even as possible, which makes sense, because you wouldn't be as interested in watching a fight if you knew it was going to be one-sided. But then again, in fighting, anything can happen. And a lot of people had high hopes about Gaethje. He'd been on a serious run, and the hype was real after he took out Tony Ferguson. So there we were, Justin Gaethje, Khabib Nurmagomedov, the quest for gold against the quest for honor. As the fight started, there was no holding back. Khabib immediately started initiating a pressure that was beyond fierce. There's been a lot of skeptical talk about Khabib's stand-up game, but once again, he was immense, and he went toe-to-toe with Gaethje, just as he's done previously, most notably against Conor.
Seeing Khabib standing right in front of Conor like this is crazy.
I don't understand why he doesn't shoot, why he doesn't mix it up.
Oh, he clipped him the left hand. Oh!
He slapped him. He slapped him on that one.
The pressure was constant, tireless, and brutal. Even though Gaethje managed to land some good kicks and really good shots, Khabib seemed completely unfazed. I was in awe. Strikes that usually would knock people out, he just took on the chin and kept moving. This was beyond fighting. This was a man on a mission. Khabib kept following his game plan, consistently, and eventually he managed to take Gaethje down, where he was only a few seconds from completing an armbar and sealing the deal.
Strong start for the champion.
Slow it down.
The second round would be nothing short of a masterclass. As it started, Khabib just put in another gear. He kept on pressuring until Gaethje went for a low kick that Khabib managed to counter for his second takedown. Which brings us back to the beginning.
Full mount this time. It's over. Yep. Just like that!
After I was done hyping and trying to be a UFC commentator, I quickly shifted my focus back to what had happened. As Khabib stood up, he raised his hands up, almost like he was signaling for calmness, like he needed a moment for himself. And then, it all came out. It's not a secret that Khabib is a hard man, with an even harder past, and because of that an extremely hard mentality. During the press conferences, he'd been holding back his emotions. The sorrow of not only losing a father, but the man that had been with him since day one. The man he described as his father, friend, brother, and trainer in one person. And as he let it all out, I began to understand the severity of his situation, but also the importance of this win, and what it truly meant to him. Because this is the story of a boy who grew up in the mountains, close to the districts that during his upbringing was ranked as one of the worst places to live in. Khabib grew up during a time of back-to-back wars, a time where just a regular life was almost too much to ask for. And through all of that, his father guided him to what would become the story of a boy who came from nothing and conquered everything. And to now stand there at the end of the line, alone, without his father by his side, is a pain that quite never subsides. And as he announced his retirement, I was in shock, but I raised my glass of milk that we'll pretend was alcohol, and I saluted him. Khabib Nurmagomedov, 29-0, the story of an eagle made his life earning in the cage, but now flies to his freedom. Maybe you didn't agree with all the things he did, the way he looked at things, or his beliefs, but if there's something I truly respected with him, it was his ability to prioritize the right things in life, appreciating the small things for the greater purpose. Submitting Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier, and Justin Gaethje back to back to back is fucking legendary. And the display of respect between him and Gaethje was truly something beautiful, and something that we don't see quite enough in martial arts. So Khabib, if this truly was your last fight, I just wanted to say thank you. We'll miss you. Not that I think you'll ever see this, but sometimes it's the thought that counts.